Hey guys, it's Joshie here, and I'm back with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi theme team. Now this is another monotype team, which is my bug monotype team. Now this I have done before, a bug monotype theme team, but it was pre-capture card, and also with the new lot going together, I thought, screw it, I'd rather do it again. And a few other different bugs I wanted to use, which actually made it a higher mix tier. So anyway, this is against Brandon Seaweebs, who does do my openings and closings to my video at this point and does do a few different little edits for me. So we decided to have some battles together, and this one was actually a mono team versus mono team. So obviously his mono team is Ghost, as we can tell, because Miss Magius is nothing but Ghost. So this is my shiny Beedrill I bred back in Pokemon X a couple of years ago when Mega Beedrill was announced, because I really wanted to have a shiny Mega Beedrill. I think the blue eyes with the green skin looks pretty cool. So I find it's a lot easier sometimes just to lead off with Mega Beedrill, so anything I can outspeed, I can Mega Evolve, U-turn out, and bring in something else, but then it lets Beedrill have that, you know, because when you Mega Evolve you've got to use your old speed, so at least then I'm not stuck trying to Mega Evolve later if I need that speed difference. So I thought I'm going to bring on my Golisopod here onto whatever attack I'm going to be hit. Now I keep forgetting about Power Gem and I keep thinking about Mystical Fire, so obviously Power Gem is a better choice here. So even with my recovery, I barely lived that in the first place, I am going to actually have my ability activated, so Emergency Exit's going to kick me out. So I thought, oh well, I'll bring in Heracross because he's pretty useless against a Ghost team, and I'll go from here. So, stupid me at this point, just, you know, I thought, okay, well, what can I use? And I thought I only had one move that could hit, which is Venoshock, because I am a Choice Specs special attacking Heracross. So, I'm using Venoshock, but nothing, you know, it's doing nothing. And I really didn't think about it till later, which you'll see soon. I will return and come back out. But I'm a moron. I have Hidden Power, which is, I believe, Hidden Power Steel, which would have been much smarter to use against a Ghost team than coming in with this, but because it was normal, obviously it says normal typing, I didn't even think about it, and stupid me just started doing that. So at this point I'm just spamming Venoshock just till I can go down, and obviously he's going to try and wear me down with Will-O-Wisp, which is useless because I'm nothing but special, which is obviously the best Heracross set you could ever get. And so at this point is where I realised I had the Hidden Power, so I thought, screw this, I'm going to swap out to Golisopod. I should be able to hopefully get a hit off here, and then he goes for the Snarl. I'm like, okay, let's see how much damage this does, you know, and he gets a crit and takes that Golisopod. So Golisopod was nothing but fodder that match, so that's a good start, so that's one down on my team. So I thought, oh well, I'll bring back in Heracross, but Heracross hasn't got much time left, and now I've seen the Snarl, it's going to do less and less damage every time he hits me. So I go for that, and it does more damage than before, so it would have been interesting to hit Miss Magius with that move instead of stupid Venoshock earlier. But now my special attack's getting dropped. So at this stage I'm not returning, I'm not changing anything, I'm just going to stay and wear him down and wait to be kicked out. So, as I said, I'm going for Hidden Power again. I'm really just wanting to get kicked out here so I get a proper switch in. And then he goes for the Infestation instead of the Snarl, so I thought, well, that's not bad. It's going to wear me down more and stop me swapping out again, which I'm guessing is what he wants, but I'm literally just getting rid of Heracross at this point. And I guess that gives me a chance to wear him down just that little bit more without the extra Snarl damage on me. And I guess Snarl's not doing much because it's not very effective. So I hit him again, you know, putting him down. So he goes for the rest knowing that he's going to take me out, but at this point I thought this is awesome, because even if he does have Sleep Talk, which, you know, he obviously doesn't because he has Will-O-Wisp, Snarl, Rest, and Infestation, it's putting me in a really good position to bring in another Pokemon here. So I'm like, this is awesome. So I was tossing up who to bring in, and I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to bring back in Beedrill at this point. I thought I'm able to get a U-turn to put him low or in a lower range if it doesn't take him out, and then bring in someone else to go from there. So with the U-turn it does over half, which is really good, just being a normal neutral damage. It obviously is more of, I'm guessing, a defensive variant with the Will-O-Wisp, and then Snarl to wear down that, but that's alright. So he's going to be still asleep for 2 turns, so I was like, okay, well, I'm literally just going to go for the Fiery Dance here. I'm really hoping with this Volcarona I can get a special attack boost with this move, and if I can, whatever comes in is going to be really taking something really hard. And I get that boost, which is awesome, and take out the Spiritomb there. So that's at least 1 down on his team after I've already lost 2. So he brings in Heavy Boy, which is his Golurk, which I'm assuming it has, you know, Rock Slide or something, which will absolutely obliterate my Volcarona. But I carry the Firium Z, so I'm going to go for a Firium Z Z move with my Heat Wave. Now, even though I have Fiery Dance, I am a double team based Volcarona, so the Heat Wave is much better and does actually have a little bit more power when it comes to both Z-move and normal attack. So it's going to hit just that bit harder. I don't know whether it would have mattered or not, but Heavy Boy is going down and got no chance to attack, thank goodness. So that gets me back into this battle at this stage, which I was really happy with because it wasn't the best start I could have had. So he's going to bring back in Siren, and Siren's going for the Power Gem, so that is going to take me out for sure. So I was like, damn, I'm down, but at least Volcarona got rid of 2, so I thought, okay, well, Beedrill, you come back in here, and I'm able to take this thing out on low health. I do carry the Fell Stinger. I am Fell Stinger, U-turn, Drill Run, and Poison Jab. So I went for the Fell Stinger thinking if I take this out, I'm going to be really high on attack and be a bit of a burden on anything it brings in. But he does swap into his shiny Bennett, and I was like, okay, well, I'm more than likely expecting a Mega here, which I am correct. And I was thinking, okay, well, with his ability, I'm expecting Prankster, most probably a Will-O-Wisp, possibly a Thunder Wave if you run a stupid set like me, but I'm expecting a Will-O-Wisp. Now, although Fortress doesn't want to be hit by Will-O-Wisp, Beedrill at this point can't, or really doesn't want to afford it because that's going to really dampen Beedrill. So I was correct with the forward thinking with the Will-O-Wisp, so unfortunately my over 5 million in gold is now burnt, but that doesn't matter to me. So he goes for the knockoff, and which also sucks because he's going to knock off my Lychee Berry, which could have been, a bit useful later. But I'm just going to go for the Gyro Ball, and it does decent damage. I'm pretty happy with that. I could have been worse, but could have been a lot better too. But I'm just glad at this point that Beedrill didn't get burned too early. So he's going for a Shadow Claw. I was hoping for no crit, which I was lucky not to get. Going for another Gyro Ball, and it's going to put him down to red health, which has got him really low, which I'm happy with. And I'm like, oh, what do I do here? And, there's nothing I can really do. He's going to go for the Shadow Sneak. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm down. And so 5 million gold's out there, but it's no fuss. It did, what I was expecting. So I thought, okay, well, now I'm not too afraid to bring back in this Beedrill because I'm probably going to get Will-O-Wisp, which, yeah, I was correct. And which he probably thought was a really good achievement for him at this point, which generally would be, but I went for the Fell Stinger, and it was a bit risky because it may not have taken him out, but I was able to take him out there with that Fell Stinger, and so I get the +3 in attack, so not only is my attack back up to where it was, it actually is slightly above where it was pre-being burnt, so I was able to get myself back into it, and again, in another negative area. So then Mimikyu comes out here. I'm like, God damn it, I hate versing this Pokemon. So I went for the Poison Jab, hoping to get a Poison off while breaking it, and I do. I get the Poison off, which depending on the set he runs, but I've seen a lot of people run, they run a Focus Sash as well, so that way you get the Disguise, but then you get a second turn with the Focus Sash, so you can really set up well. But luckily for me, I got that lucky Poison, so there's no way that Focus Sash is going to be able to activate the next turn. So unless he has a Shadow Sneak or something, which could hit me really hard at this point, he can't do anything really to Beedrill. And I do outspeed, so obviously he isn't running anything like Shadow Sneak or that. And I'm able to take out that stupid Mimikyu with most probably a crit that didn't matter whatsoever. And so Beedrill has single-handedly, again, got me back into this match. So this time Pirate Crew comes out, which is his Delmise. I really like Delmise as a Pokemon. I need to run more sets on it or try and make another one. But at this point I was just like, okay, I'm going to U-turn out here. It does half health, which is awesome. And I'm able to bring in my Scolipede, which is another Pokemon I bred back in X just because I really like it. Now, I really did want a shiny Scolipede that had Speed Boost, but unfortunately for me, I was unable to get a Speed Boost, so I'm just a Poison Point variant, which, yeah, okay, whatever, but it's still fun to use. So, he is, believe, max speed, max attack with a Choice Band, so I am hitting anything quite hard. So he did trap me in with the Whirlpools. I was actually glad that I got out of there with a Beedrill. And I'm able to go for the Mega Horn, which is definitely going to hit hard and take out that Delmise from half health easily. So now he's just got this Siren, which is in this Magius left. So I'm pretty confident. I mean, I'm going to outspeed it as Beedrill. And I was wondering what was going to happen and who's going to be faster here. But he does outspeed me there, and Scolipede will go down to that Power Gem. But luckily for me, this is not going to matter because I have Beedrill, which no matter pretty much what I use except for Drill Run, I'm going to take it out. So just to be safe, and because I'm burnt, I come back in and I'll finish this with the last U-turn, and I'm able to take out that Mismagius. So that's a good first battle with this team. I was really happy with that. Yeah, it was very close. There were some battles that were definitely one-sided the other way around, and some my way around if Beedrill got really working. So I'll quickly jump into the next battle. This one's a little shorter than the first. But this one's against Xavier of Pimpnut's chat now. I think Xavier was happy to have another battle with me. This was, I believe we had this one. He versed his team twice. I figured out later because I saved both, but this one's way better. But he was happy to have this battle with me afterwards because I did actually sweep him with Watch Hog first, which you guys might have seen yesterday, 2 days ago in the upload. So he's a little salty from that still. So I'm doing the same tactic I did the first time. I led off with my shiny Beedrill, Mega Evolve, U-turn out so that I got the speed boost, and I knew I'd outspeed Vikavolt and didn't really want to take a hit, but I do believe that my EV spread does include a little less in speed or attack and a little bit in special defense, which is good. So I thought, okay, well from that range this is a good place. I can bring in Heracross, I will take a hit, I've got decent special defense. And then I get paralyzed. I'm like, ah, shit. Okay, well, this is going to depend on rolls this turn. And then he went for agility. I'm like, oh, cool. I think I just went for Hyper Beam at this stage. I just wanted to take it out, get rid of it, and then, you know, whatever. And then Heracross is also paralyzed. So I'm like, freaking hell. Like, god damn it. Okay, well, that was, again, I mean, other battles maybe he wasn't, but I can tell you in these two battles, unfortunately, Heracross was almost a waste. So at this stage with the agility, I was a bit worried that he'd outspeed many things. I'm not sure exactly what speed he was running, and so I bought in 5 million in gold. Not really the type of place I'd like to bring it in, especially because it is a sturdy Lychee Berry Earthquake Revenge set, but unfortunately I just didn't want to take the risk, so I just bought him in here and Bug Bite that guy straight out of there. So he's going to bring in now his shiny Incineroar. Now this is the Pokemon I really would have liked to bring in 5 million in gold on full health, so I just went for Revenge, should have gone for Earthquake. But nonetheless, I'm going to get a decent hit off, not too bad. Earthquake obviously would have done a lot more. But if I was able to come in on full health, take that, down to 1 HP, Lychee Berry, Revenge would have absolutely obliterated that thing. But nonetheless, I'm down there, and, you know, that's 2 out on my team, but that's not too bad. I can easily revenge this one. So, I'm going to bring in a Golisopod here now. This time I'm sure Golisopod, and I know Golisopod does more in this battle than last one. So I just went straight for the first impression. I thought this should get close. Takes him down fairly low, and he went Philodux Lariat, which I was happy with, because if he went for the Fire Blast, even though both are neutral, I'm more defensive than I'm special defensive, so it could have put me in a bad range. So this time I'm just going to go for the Aqua Jet, just priority, and take out Incineroar, so that's pretty cool. That's him down as well, and Golisopod's still looking pretty strong, so then he brings in Primarina. I'm like, okay, well, I could take a hit and probably emergency exit out. I could do a little bit of priority, but all my priority moves are not very effective, so I'm going to swap into Golisopod here, expecting probably a Moonblast. That's his best coverage move, especially against Golisopod. And I was correct, and I knew I'd take this well, because obviously it's not very effective. But it does take it way worse than I thought, so this thing is definitely spec. So I'm like, okay, well, he can swap out, but nothing really wants to swap into a Choice Banded. And I'm able to take that out with that Poison Jab there. So, I mean, Choice Banded Poison Jab from Scholar P there is definitely going to take it out. So here he brings in his shiny Charizard. Now, I have versed this thing a few times, and I know it's more of a defensive than offensive variant. So I was going for the Poison Jab here. I thought, let's see what I can do. And I almost one-shot it, just lives there on a tiny bit of health and gets poisoned. So I'm like, that's awesome. But I'm going to go down there to the Heat Wave, but I actually was worried that I wouldn't even do anywhere near that amount of damage. So I thought, yes, this thing's going down as well. And then he gets his lefties recovery, and I'm like, ah, shit, I forgot about that. And so I'm like, he still looks like he should be going down, so that's alright. And he lived on like 1 HP. I was like, god damn it. But then when deciding who to bring out, I thought this is actually a perfect opportunity again for Beedrill, because I'm going to outspeed, and no matter what, he's going down to a Fell Stinger. So I am able to there at least claim my 3+ in attack there, and that crit definitely didn't matter. And now he's only got 2 Pokemon left, and I've got 2 left, but after that drastic boost, I can easily cause a lot of problems here. And then he brings in Argon. I'm like, okay, well, this thing's sturdy, so I'm not sure what's happening here. And then he actually Mega Evolves. I'm like, okay, that may not have been the best option. I'm not sure what moves he's running on this thing, but this thing has Stone Edge or Rock Slide. He may have been best not Mega Evolving. At least he could live a hit for sure. But he still does live after that. That filter ability does obviously saved in there. And then Rock Slide misses, which was sucks in his place. So here I went for the U-turn. I definitely know that's taking him out. And that, you know, even though I do lose my boost swapping out, I don't mind bringing in my Volcarona here for his last Pokemon. So I was like, bringing Golisopod here. I forgot that I Golisopod. Sorry. And then I was like, oh, well, I know what he's got. He's got Salamence. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm lucky enough here, I can get a, hopefully a liquidation off and get a defense drop, but we'll see what happens. So I went for it, but then he goes for the fly. I'm like, God damn it. Okay, well, I'm definitely going under half health. Hopefully I'll live at a good range that my berry can keep me in the field. Unfortunately, it takes me way too low, just 18 HP. So this ability, my ability will activate even after the berry so I'm going to have to swap out here. So I was like, okay, well, I'll bring in Volcarona here. So I thought he's probably going to go for a fly again. Now, I could go for the Z move, but I was hoping to get a boost off. I don't know what variant he's running. He could run a little bit more defensive, a little more offensive Salamence, but it could go either way. So I just went here for the Fiery Dance. I do get the boost, even though it does minimal damage to this Salamence. And he goes for the fly. I'm like, okay, well, this turn I'm faster, so I'm going to go for the Quiver Dance. If I live, then I'm able to hit this thing hard. I can easily go for the Z move and cause a lot of damage on this thing, possibly taking it out from where it is. I'm not sure, but I do have a +2 in attack. So it goes for the fly, and that hits a lot harder than I wanted, so I am going down. I was hoping for a Fiery Body activation, so Beedrill had, or Golisopod had a better chance, but no. And I was like, ah, shit, okay, well, this could be a bit of a worry, but I'm sure that Poison Jab's going to do a lot. So then I go for the Sucker Punch there before he goes for Fly, so at least I get the hit off. And I'm like, okay, well, even if I go down this range, definitely I'm expecting a Poison Jab. Then he misses a Fly, which absolutely sucks. Finally able to get that Liquidation hit off. He only just lives there, and I also get that Defense drop, which once again doesn't matter, but I wanted that earlier. And so this Sucker Punch is easily going to be able to take out this Salamence, and I'm able to claim that second victory 2-0. So, as I said, there were some good battles I had with this team, another few that weren't as great. There was some that I won without much problem, and there was a couple that I got slaughtered in. There was one Drizzle, Choice Scarfed, Hurricane, Bloody Pelipper, which was just stupid and annoying to verse with this mono team. But I could easily make a better mono team if I sat down and planned it out, but I just wanted to use some of the fun ones I had. So guys, that's the video today. If you did enjoy it, please do Poison Jab that like button, because it does help out. And, you know, if you have any suggestions, theme teams or that, or Pokemon you'd like to see in a mono team or that, I'm going to keep doing a few more sweeps or that. I did have a Watchog sweep, so if you didn't see that, my special Watchog sweep, it's just on my channel. It's only a recent video. Jump on and watch that. And yeah. So anyway, guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.